Pilot Mountain District Museum, and on behalf of the board, which is myself, Jill Lentz, Pam Cavers, Cheryl Schwalm, and Larry Harms, who's in Cuba at the moment because he thought that was more important. I would like to welcome you all and thank each of you for coming today to share in this very special event. Our Member of Parliament, Larry Maguire, was slated to attend but had to send his regrets. So I'd like to introduce the Honourable Doyle Pinnock, Minister of Transportation and Infrastructure, and our MLA here in Turtle Mountain. I'd like to invite him to say a few words.
Thanks, Heather. Well, what a great turnout today, and it's amazing how important this is. I became your MLA back in 2019 because of the boundary changes. I used to be an MLA for Arthur Burton, and this is an opportunity now I was just at Crystal City for the dinner for the fundraiser of the rink, and now this grand opening. So what a great opportunity to be here to meet a lot of you, because the fact is we had COVID since the last election. So this is an opportunity for me to bring greetings on behalf of our Premier Heather Stephenson, our government of Manitoba, and congratulate the board and the directors of Heather and your group to making such a great opportunity to move this museum here and to have a reopening of the museum. And I just want to congratulate you and all the volunteers that had to make this happen, and the community. And you know, one thing I want to say about Pilot Mound and the RM of Louise, I just want to congratulate you, because since the last census, the RM of Louise was the fastest growing community in Turtle Mountain. So I can give you guys a hand. And it's so important to have facilities like this museum here, because it makes healthy communities. And I know there's a lot of opportunities in our government is making sure that we give a lot of grant money when it comes to museums, to community centers. We just came up with a $50 million sports culture and heritage grant, and I'm encouraged, there's another intake for another $50 million, because I know Pilot Mound, they're looking at the swimming pool, so I really recommend to reapply for that, because there's opportunity here, and we will make sure that something happens here for the community here. So it's important, and again, I just want to say how important it is to have a museum like this, so that you can actually showcase of your past and present, and the opportunity to look in the future. And one thing I can say about the future, as you're the Minister of Transportation and Infrastructure, this road is going to be done this year. So on that note, I apologize for the construction people coming in here, but we'll get that done for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister. I'd now like to introduce Councillor John Derricott. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Derricott. Okay. Member of the Louise Municipal Council, and ask him to say a few words for us.
Thank you, Heather, for saying my name right. Good afternoon, everybody. I am here on behalf of the municipality of Louise, and I'm honored to say a couple of words representing our council. First of all, I would like to congratulate Heather, Cheryl, and the rest of the volunteers and board who have made this possible today. I have seen firsthand the long hours that Cheryl and Heather and everybody else has put in to get this ready for today. And I'm so excited I've seen it, and I'm not going to tell you anything about it, but it's amazing. It's no easy task, and it has turned out remarkable. With how everything is presented, it's easy to read and understand, and it's just you're going to be just blown away how good it is. To all the people who've donated items to be proudly displayed, these are not easy items to give up, as the memories are irreplaceable. Without your support, this new tourist attraction is just another way to help our economy here in the municipality of Louise. The municipality is excited to see the museum open, as it does a great job of showing off the local area and what our ancestors, family, and predecessors dealt with. It also shows how far civilization has progressed over the time. We hope that when you come to visit, please take time to thank a volunteer for all their amazing work. In closing, I would just like to again congratulate the entire museum committee. Be proud of the work you've done in order to represent this area. Thank you.
Okay, now y'all have to listen to me for a while, because I waited a long time to say this, so more time than I'd like to say. Okay, the museum was born in the summer of 1954 after a group of local citizens created a display of pioneer life for the 50th anniversary of Pilot Mound. That display made enough of an impact that the group decided to make a permanent collection. They recognized even then that there was an importance to these relics and to the history of bygone days. The current group also knows the significance of local history. Our volunteers have created a walk back through the past of Pilot Mound and the surrounding districts. Together we can glimpse back through to glaciers, early plains people, battling Métis buffalo hunters, right up to the time when the first creaky wagon wheels could be heard coming from the east. Why do we need a museum, you might ask? Just another waste of space, money that's already tight, big collection of dust. My answer, and believe me, I've had to justify this to more than one person, is that this museum will provide a sense of community and place by celebrating our collective heritage. By remembering those people, whether they came here in the fall of 1878 or 1978, we recapture the spirit of community and being part of something bigger than ourselves. I think if the original owners of the artifacts in this collection could see us marveling at their walk-behind plows, scrub boards, and oil lamps, they would shake their heads. No more than if we could glimpse into 100 years in the future and see the citizens viewing our air fryers, smartphones, and Keurig coffee makers. The tools of daily life tell a great deal about those who lived at that time. And what a time Pilot Mound has seen. We here are not unlike any other little town on the prairie, all striving to stay alive. The pulse that keeps thrumming here is its people, and what amazing people this area has produced. If I were to ask each of you here today, if you have a story of waiting for an appointment or a flight or being anywhere in the world and someone says, "Where are you from?" and you go, "Pilot Mound," you'll often be met with, "Hey, my cousin married someone from there," or my university roommate, or "I played hockey, baseball, or I watched harness racing there once." We've all had it. I had one about tornadoes actually, but it was really strange. The new museum took time and was built with volunteers and local journeyman builders. We'd like to acknowledge and thank John Sesmastruck, Larry Harms, John Darracott, and Kent Lampkin. I'd like to be honest with everybody here, the best thing that could have happened for us is that Kent retired. So I'd like to especially thank Kent Lampkin. I'd also like to take a moment to thank our community volunteers who've lent a hand through the past 3 years. I personally like to thank my husband, Chris, who never says no to helping me when he's home, to my daughters, who understood the importance of preserving history, my best friend, Christine, for always telling me that I would get it done one day, and to the countless others that I knew I could always count for to lend a helping hand. So, I'll wrap it up because we're cold. So, we being the current inhabitants are all caretakers of this community archive. While you walk through this new space and admire the collection from past days, I invite you to think about the people who came here, regardless of when, of their hopes and intentions of building a new life and a community. Nearly every artifact that you're going to see in there has a story to share with you, and we hope that when you leave, you'll feel that you were able to learn something, recognize something that brings back memories, and feel a part of your community. So thank you.
Cheryl, Jill, Pam. There she is. She's coming. We brought out some really nice. I sharpened them last night.
Yep, go ahead.